Hey everyone, welcome to the Dark Confidants. I'm Cory.
And I'm Marcus, and today we have another episode of pEDH content. So let's look at the decks and opening hands.
We have Matt back on Araumi of the Dead Tide. This deck looks to self-mill and encore back creatures with Araumi for value. His opening hand was a Frantic Search, Falconwrath Noble, Mindwrack Harpy, Priest of the Haunted Edge, Dimir Signet, and 2 snow-covered swamps.
Next up, we have Kelsey with Ley Weaver. This is a combo deck that generates infinite mana with Ley Weaver and decks opponents out with Ley Weaver. For the opening hand, we have Turn Aside, Utopia Sprawl, Galvanic Alchemist, Ash Barrens, 2 Forests, and an Island.
And I'm back on Koll the Forgemaster. This is a combo deck that looks to sacrifice equipped creatures and return them to your hand with Koll's ability, and loot those creatures with some sort of payoff on the battlefield. My opening hand was a Goldvein Pick, Benevolent Bodyguard, Crookshank Kobolds, Crimson Kobolds, Goblin Matron, Snow-Covered Plains, and a Snow-Covered Mountain.
And finally, we have Dalton with Indulging Patrician. This deck looks to gain life and then cause life loss at the beginning of his end step with his commander's ability. His opening hand had Blood Burglar, Ray of Dissolution, Quag Vampires, Recover, Cabri Crossroads, Plains, and Command Tower. Now let's jump to the gameplay to see who will achieve greatness at any cost.
Going to draw. We're going to play Command Tower. Pass turn.
Star. I want to play a Snow-Covered Plains, tap it for white, and play a Benevolent Bodyguard. It's a 1/1. I can sacrifice it. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. And I will pass the turn.
Play Snow-Covered Swamp and pass turn.
Okay. Play a forest. Tap pay 1 for Utopia Sprawl to enchant the forest. As it enters the battlefield, choose a color. I choose blue. When enchanted forest is tapped for a mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. So it'll just tap green blue basically.
Yep.
Pass turn.
She's like, I got my growth chamber.
Yeah.
Right
I'll
here.
make my own.
We're going to play a, well, I guess I should draw.
That usually helps.
Yeah, it does. And then we're going to play the planes. And then we are going to tap that for color. And then black, we're going to do Blood Burglar, which is as long as it's my turn, it has lifelink and pass turn.
Okay. Tap. Draw. Play a Snow-Covered Mountain. I'll pay 2 to play Goldvein Pick. Quick creature gets +1/+1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure. And it has an equip cost of 1. Kelsey, I'll attack you for 1.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Okay. Play Snow-Covered Swamp, tap both, get a Dimir Signet out, and pass turn.
Okay. Put an island out and pass turn.
Okay. Tap, draw. Play that, enters the battlefield tapped. I gain 2 life. I want to swing 2. I'm going to start with you, my good friend. Gain 2. Pass turn.
Okay. Draw. I want to pay 1 to equip Benevolent Bodyguard. Move to attacks Kelsey. I'm gonna hit you for 1, and I make a treasure.
So at the moment, I forgot that Goldvein Pick also gets +1/+1. I have the life totals reflected as what they should be. I catch this in like 2 more turns, so it does get called. Just wanted to point this out in advance.
I'm then going to crack the treasure for white and this for red to play Koll. And pass turn.
Okay. 1, 2 basic land cycle Ash Barrens. And take for a Snow-Covered Island. Play tap. Shuffle. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass turn so you can go ahead and go.
Okay.
Well, it goes to your hand.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
My bad.
if you didn't play a land per turn, you can
Yeah,
play.
no, I didn't.
Okay, but so
Comes in.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
Oh, okay. Did you do anything with it or? Okay. play a forest, and then tap for 4 to play 4C, scry 4, then draw 2 cards. Three on top, 1 on the bottom. And then draw 2. Okay, and pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Play swamp. We're then going to pay commander. So 2 at you, Kelsey.
Okay.
Game 2. Pass turn.
Okay. Tap. Draw. Move to attacks. Matt, I'll hit you for 1.
Yep.
Create treasure. I'm gonna crack that for mana. Pay 2 more, so 3 total to play a Boros Cluestone. Taps for red or white. I can pay red or white. Tap it, sacrifice it to draw a card. And I will pass the turn. Okay. Not drawing lands, it's not
That's
good.
it. Draw. Play another swamp for turn. I'm going to go ahead and play 2 and a blue to play Frantic Search. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard a Sage's Road Denizen and a Falconwrath Noble. Untap 3 lands. And then I'm going to pay 1, 2, and 3. Bring out Araumi.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and pay 2 more. 1 for that, then 1 in a black to play Priest of the Haunted Edge. I can sacrifice him, and target creature gets -X/-X, where X is the number of snowlands I control. And pass turn.
Okay. Pay 2 for a Shimmer of Possibility. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom at a random order. I'll put this one in hand. There's there. And then I'll pay 2 for Voyaging Satyr. She is a 1/2 and she has the ability to tap untap target land.
Okay.
And pass turn.
Kelsey's just like, I just need cantrips and time.
Yeah.
That's all I need is cantrips and time.
Basically how
Yeah.
it works. Search and that's it.
Let's see here. We're going to tap black 2 for Vampire Spawn, which is whenever Vampire Spawn enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life and I gain 2 life. And then let's go ahead and move to combat. All 3 damage at you, Kelsey.
Okay.
Gain 3. And then move to instep. Triggers.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Okay. Well, you're at normal commander line.
That's right.
We're playing a different game. Oh, I realized he gets +1/+1, so I should have dealt 1 extra damage to the people I've hit. I'm gonna move to combat. Kelsey, I'll go 2/2 at you. Create a treasure. I'm gonna pay 3, craft a treasure for a red. I want to play Goblin Matron. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a Goblin card, reveal that card, put it to your hand, then shuffle. I will reveal a Stark Prospector. I can sacrifice a Goblin to add red to my mana pool. I'll then pay a red to play Skirk Prospector, if everybody's cool with that. Okay, and pass turn.
Alright, so at the time in this game, it was kind of frustrating because obviously you can see I was stuck on lands. Going back and watching this, I'm kind of impressed with how I was able to actually keep doing stuff thanks to the pick making me treasures here. But I'm setting up to go grab another piece of a combo. I've got Skirk Prospector, which is a sacrifice outlet. I also have Impulsive Pilferer, which as long as you have Koll out and equipment that costs 1 to equip, you can loop Impulsive Pilferer indefinitely. Just need some sort of payoff, like an Impact Tremors or like a Cinder Pyromancer or something like that to deal damage to your opponents. In this situation, I've got the Goblin Matron. Next turn, I can even attach the pick to it, sacrifice it, get it back to hand, recast it, go grab the Impulsive Pilferer. So at the time, I was really frustrated, but I'm honestly impressed with how much I was able to function with how little I had in terms of mana.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, tap everybody. I'm gonna tap him and sacrifice him, giving your boy -4/-4.
In response, I'm going to sacrifice Benevolent Bodyguard to get a pro black.
Okay.
And that'll trigger Koll to return Bodyguard back in my hand.
And then I'm gonna pay Encore, exiling 3 cards. And I'm going to pay 2 to bring back Priest of the Haunted Edge, so now there's 3 copies. I will sacrifice 1 to go after your Skirk Prospector.
He's got pro black. So
He's got pro black still, so yeah. Then I'll do Koll as 1. I'll do your commander as another.
Yep.
And just divide it up evenly.
Okay, before she goes, I'm going to tap her to untap target land.
Judged!
Yeah, so Voyaging Satyr still had Summoning Sickness here. She doesn't end up doing anything with the land anyway, so it doesn't matter. I had spent too long searching my library for goblins and just kind of sitting in the tank there that I think we'd all forgotten that she played it just last turn. I have a bad tendency of taking forever to actually tutor. Thankfully, through the magic of editing, you don't have to suffer through that with us.
Okay. That, I'm going to tap my 1 blue to play Preordain, scry 2, then draw a card. So, Thriving Owl and black will be my other card color. And pass turn.
Thornwood Falls enters battlefield tapped. When it enters, I gain 1 life. Pay 3 for Gift of Paradise, enchanting this island. When it enters, I gain 3 life, and enchanted land has add 2 mana of any color. There we go. Tap for 3. I'll have 2 floating, so I'm just gonna put them here right now to remind myself. Tapping for 1, and then discarding Ash Barrens.
Yep, land cycle. Yeah.
I'll do another island. Sorry, there you go. I think unfortunately that's it, so those will just go away. But pass turn.
Okay. 1 tap. Draw. Let's play 1 and white for Angelic Gift. An enchant creature, I'm going to enchant this creature. It's when Angelic Gift enters the battlefield, I draw a card. Enchanted creature has flying. Okay. Move to combat. Let's send for you, Mark. 2. Pass.
Okay. Tap. Look like that's true.
Finally. The promised land.
I'm going to pay 1 to equip the pick to the Goblin Matron. Move to combat. Dalton, hit you with 2.
Yes, sir.
Create treasure. Oh, there you go. I will crack this for white to replay Benevolent Bodyguard. Pass turn.
So I'm going to pay so 1 to get 1, 2,
Mm-hmm.
3, and a black to play Mind Rack Harpy. So at the beginning of combat on my turn, each player puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Move to combat, everybody
Yep.
gets 3.
I guess we can announce what we mill in order.
Oh, yeah. So I milled an island, a Quandrix Campus, and a counterspell.
I milled Soren's Thirst, Sanguine Indulgence, and Terramorphic Expanse.
I milled a Keldon Vandals and 2 mountains.
I milled a Shepherd of Rot and 2 Snowlands.
Okay.
Okay.
And from there, I'm gonna tap Araumi, exile 2 lands and preordain, and cast 2 to cast 3 copies of Shepherd of Rot, which is tap. Each player loses 1 life for each zombie in play. There's 3 zombies, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
So we all take 9?
We take 9.
Wow.
And then
Right, okay.
they are gone. End pass turn.
Okay.
Dalton's almost back to starting life.
I will get my life back. It's my blood.
Island. I'm gonna pay 4 to get, oops, sorry, Ley Weaver out. I will pay 4 to get out Archaeomancer.
Judge. So problem here. She has 5 lands, 1 enchanted with Utopia Sprawl, 1 enchanted with Gift of Paradise, 7 available mana, but she casted 2 4 CMC spells.
Yep, something we didn't see at the time, thankfully caught it after this game, at least. We assumed that Gift of Paradise added additional mana when the enchanted land was tapped, not that it added an additional mana ability to the land that was enchanting. So, failure on our parts. The good news is that this doesn't affect the game. So, silver lining there.
Yep.
Whenever it enters battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from my graveyard to my hand. I think I will do. Let me do Shimmer of Possibility.
Mhm.
So that'll return to my hand. And that's all I can do. Pass turn.
Okay. On tap. Draw. All right. Play planes. Let's go ahead and pay 5. Get my girl back. Let's move to combat. This will be 2 at the air. And you, Cory?
I take 2.
Okay. I gained.
Mm-hmm.
Pass turn.
Okay. Draw. Planes, land return. I want to pay 4 to recast Koll. Move to combat. Kelsey, I'll swing a 2-2 at you.
Is it in the air?
No.
I'll block actually with Archaeomancer.
He's really.
I need that treasure.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Yeah. So in that case, I'll just pay 1 to play a short sword. And pass turn.
As previously mentioned, Archaeomancer shouldn't have been on the battlefield because Kelsey didn't have enough mana to cast it. So unlikely she would have blocked with her commander, so Cory probably would have connected with that damage. Would have gotten that extra treasure. Would you have done something different other than playing short sword?
Yeah, I would have. I would have had 3 mana available with Boros Cluestone, the treasure, and Skirk Prospector sacrificing Goblin Matron. Since she would be equipped here and I have Koll, she would return to my hand. I would have 3 mana available at that point between the treasure, the Cluestone, and sacrifice from Skirk Prospector. I could replay her and go grab Impulsive Pilferer. I could even play Impulsive Pilferer if I sacrifice Goblin Matron after getting it, pay 1 red to get it there. That gives me an infinite combo loop, and at that point I just need a payoff.
Okay. I'm gonna untap. Draw. Okay. I'm going to move to combat. So everybody mills 3.
Mm-hmm.
We can announce an order again, I guess.
So I mill Mononic Wall, Island, and Dive Down.
We got a swamp, Path of Ancestry, and Dual Blade.
A mountain, a plains, and a trusty retriever.
I've got Negate, Ponder, and Snow-Covered Island. At that point, I'm going to tap, exile 3. Tap 1, 2, 3, and 4 to Encore Falconwrath Noble. Whenever Falconwrath Noble or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life, and I gain 1 life. I'm just going to let the round end. At that point, I sacrifice all 3. So I'm going to send 2 of them is going to go toward you. So
Okay.
it's going to be 6. And then I'll put 1 to Cory.
3.
Yeah. I'll tap 2 just to get the Warstone out. And I'll pass turn.
Okay, so obviously in this set of games you weren't able to be here, so you're kind of an outside observer viewing these. I do have a question in this situation. Is there anything you would have done differently?
Absolutely. So Matt begins his combat, mills the 3, good, but doesn't attack with Harpy. You don't have any flyers. Kelsey doesn't have any flyers. He could have gotten that 3 points of damage in there.
Yep.
Goes to main phase 2. Activates Commander, brings back Falconwrath Noble, has 9 death triggers at the end of his turn.
Yep.
Chooses to spread it to the 2 highest life totals rather than the person at the lowest life total of 10. If he chose to think about the turn throughout, he could have attacked with the Harpy, bringing Kelsey down to 7, then use 7 death triggers, pointed at her to wherever else, and just eliminate a player. Chose not to do that, and then sequencing at the very end, playing Felver Stone after he already passed turn. So
Yeah.
error there as well.
Yeah.
All in all, missed lethal on an opponent, that's bad.
Especially with the board state with Ley Weaver, Ley Weaver, this is like a huge red flag. When it gets to this point, it's definitely a kill on sight, if possible at all, because Kelsey's 1 card away from being able to combo off, because she has Ley Weaver, she's about to untap, lose Summoning Sickness there. She's got the 2 land enchantments, more than enough to generate infinite mana with something like Free from the Real. So yeah, this is a very questionable decision, and it was a dangerous spot to be in right now.
Yeah. It was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Island. Pay 3. Galvanic Alchemist. It's a soul bond creature. As long as Galvanic Alchemist is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has pay 3 to untap this creature.
Okay. 2 in blue, right?
2 in blue. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're tapped out. I'm tapped out.
I've got
Okay.
1
You've
mana.
got 1 minute, so yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and tap this to float 2.
So a blue and a green, right? Yep.
And then I can go ahead and untap 2 target lands.
Yep.
And I think I should then just be able to start everything, right?
Yep. You
Tap.
tap those 2.
Those 2 basically. Pay 3 into Galvanic Alchemist, which will untap her. So then I get Ley Weaver back out, and then I mill everybody.
Yep.
So
That's it.
that's it.
So Kelsey is able to assemble the combo, is able to generate infinite mana with Galvanic Alchemist, played Ley Weaver, decked out every player by making them have infinite draws, killing them, ending the game. Dalton was tapped out, you were tapped out.
Yeah.
Matt had no interaction. She ran away with it.
Yeah. Turns out Ley Weaver's good. If you didn't know.
Yeah, it seems strong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this set of 2 games, previous episode and this one, definitely shows the power and speed that deck has, especially if you're in a pod with lighter interaction. I'm in Boris colors, Dalton's in Orzhov. I'm sure he has some removal, just unfortunate to be tapped out there in that situation. Matt was focusing on encoring with Araumi, which is what he wants to do anyway.
Exactly.
Just didn't have interaction, even though he had 1 mana, probably not much in terms of counter spells to stop a creature spell at that point. So yeah, it definitely shows the power of the deck. Shows how dangerous it can be. Also shows just how even in Pauper, you can have a little bit of power level differences that really affect how things go.
Exactly.
All right, so that was the last game of this set that we played. We'll have new decks coming out 2 weeks from when this one was uploaded, so be sure to check those out.
And if there's a certain uncommon creature that you'd like to see featured in pEDH content as a commander, let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe, and join us next time to see who will achieve greatness at any cost.